What are your expectations from this meeting?
Hi there. I think we're actually probably looking at a slightly different view to the majority of the market, it sounds, in that we think OPEC Plus are likely to maintain that momentum in releasing additional oil. And let's not forget, we're talking about additional oil in January. The decision for December has basically already been made. Um, Unfortunately for OPEC and the markets as a whole, we're looking at imperfect information. Um, in terms of the prompt data, we're looking at a relatively still tight market as we stand today. That's obviously not taking into effect any impacts on demand going forwards, but we're in a very low stocks environment. The net supply is kind of reasonably balanced, or was reasonably balanced through November. And the data that we have so far indicates that OPEC Plus pretty much fell in line with market expectations of how much oil they would be supplying to the market. They basically caught up from when they were lagging a few months ago. So they're pretty much on track with their plans. So our expectation is, given the lack of information that we still have, there's very mixed messages as well from the pharmaceutical companies. You have, yes, Moderna's coming out with a much more kind of bearish tone, but then Pfizer and Astra are saying, actually, as long as you're vaccinated or you've had boosters, that it's not such a bad situation. We think they're likely to actually maintain that momentum. Let's not forget, it was only barely a month ago that the market as a whole, of the oil consuming nations, were calling for more oil to be released into the market. So it carries favors with oil consuming nations as well, to allow a bit of a stock build going through into next year, especially considering how uncertain the situation is, as we say.
Well, let me ask you then, what would be the driver for this? Is this the producers ultimately capitulating to the political pressure we've seen from President Biden and other consuming nations that have resorted to SPR releases to make up what they perceive to be a shortfall?
I think it's probably a bit extreme in terms of capitulating. It certainly helps them carry favor with the likes of China and India, and it certainly doesn't harm the relationship with the US. Let's face it, there's a lot of uncertainty around the Saudi-US relationship at the moment, and it helps in that direction. But ultimately, there's kind of pressure from within the group itself to maintain those production increases. As we know, the UAE is always keen to maximize, or kind of to continue to maximize, the return on the investments they've made so far. Russia is keen to continue producing more oil as well. With regards to the SPR, our feeling is that essentially that was more of a political move that was really based around optics. If we're talking about the volumes of oil that are being released, 50 million barrels discussed in the US, but 18 million barrels of that was already committed. And that has to be replaced next year as well. So any barrels that are coming out are just going to have to be bought back, put back into the SPR, which, in the scheme of things, yes, we're helping the immediate situation now with an SPR release. In a way, we're talking about a release until April as well. So it really is a move on optics. But I think for OPEC Plus, there are various reasons why it can also be in their favors to keep the momentum, given the uncertainties around the real impact of Omicron at the moment.
Hi, I'm Joanna Bersecci, and thank you for watching. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more from CNBC International. Thank you for watching.